right. What's going on, nerds and blurs all around? It's another episode of the Nerdcast Podcast. It is your host, Nerd Solo, with my guy, Wisconsin Johnson.
I'm here.
He's here. I know, we haven't seen you in a while, man. How you been?
Dude, so with the wildfires that happened in Canada and Minnesota, all that smoke bombarded Wisconsin. I was out with allergies for like that entire week it was here. I actually had to go get an inhaler so I could properly function. And then just to top it off, we got hit with a massive tornado. All my people are good. No one has died as far as the news reports have said, so there's a big bonus.
That's good.
But damn. Like, shout out to Menasha. That's the place today and I live. That's where she teaches. They got pummeled. Like, nobody's even allowed to come in right now to the city of Menasha to like help out because they just can't get in.
It's just a lot.
That's crazy.
Damn, that's crazy, man. Well, I'm glad you guys are okay.
Thank you.
The whole community seems to be doing fine. That's good. That's good. Rebuilding is easier than replacing people or whatever.
Yeah.
The hell you gotta do.
Ain't that the truth?
But we have a special guest today. Our guy James. You guys probably seen, you follow him on Instagram with his, I think they're pleasant reels and videos. I love them. I mean, I'm sure if you're not on the same
Some
page,
would say controversial, but it's what it is.
Well, people need to grow up.
Sometimes the truth is controversial.
That's a great way to put
it. But James, please introduce yourself. A lot better than I do because I'm pretty bad at these things. So
okay, no problem. I'm gonna say hi. My name is James Portis, aka Jpenumbra. I am a podcaster, journalist, nerd of all types and shapes and sizes. I used to run my own comic review website back in the day on Comics Ground, but then life happened and money and things and storage costs money. And if you didn't know that, website hosting is not cheap. Yeah. But I rolled out of that for a little bit, went into streaming, even blew up to where was like commentating for Destiny stuff and joined the Twitch Black and Pride Guild, stuff like that. Came back to comics recently because I was just like, that's where my heart is. Almost a year since I came back to comics. And just ever since I was a little kid, I've always been focused on like the stories that people are less passionate about when it comes to queer stories or black stories or just anything that is not just Batman and Spider-Man over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. So that has been my passion ever since I was little. Like my dad saw me reading a Batman comic for the first time, one of the most traumatic Batman comics ever, mind you. And he went, "No, you're going to have black representation. Even if I have no interest in this, I'm going to take my rear end into a comic shop and get you some black comics." And he went and did that. He was phenomenal for that. So I always tell that story, like he got me the 90s Black Lightning run and he got me Christopher Priest, Captain America, and Falcon. That's why I like to this day Sam Wilson and Black Lightning are my favorite superheroes. So like for me, it's always been about trying to make the culture better, and that's what I've been doing the past year.
Awesome.
Brother.
And also a small caveat, didn't really realize it until we were talking, waiting on you, Marshall, that we are. I didn't say it. But no, we are brothers in arms or in pen or whatever, in press.
Something like that, yeah.
Brothers in press.
Yeah,
we are both members of the Blurred Station Press Corps.
Most definitely, yeah. Let's say I am a podcaster. It's like I consider podcasting journalism the way I do it because I like to make sure my interviews are more than what most people do. It isn't just like, what do you like about this? Like, no, I'm going to ask you the tough questions. We're actually going to like try to change things when it comes to like storytelling. Like I had an indie writer, his mind was blown that I actually read the book. And I was like, bro, it's like that meme. It's like that meme from the Boondocks where it's like, you don't have to ask for that. It comes with the service. Like it's the basic thing. And it's like, I must say, not only do I do my podcasting, but I also contribute to Comics Beat, which is one of the most Eisner winning comic journalism websites. So I definitely take pride in that. Like this past weekend, I was very busy reporting on San Diego, so that's why when you were like, "Hey, can we make the show happen?" I'm like, "Can we do it next week?" Because I'm gonna be busy.
The kind of guys that they, I don't know if you know this little gig that's
just a
going
small
around.
event.
You know,
It's
some
no big
people
deal.
know about it, not many people. It's called San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah, I must say I was remotely reporting on everything because like everyone's sending me information, and I'm like, okay, like I have 3 monitors, so like they're over here, and I'm over here, just click clacking is the whole thing.
Just straight up like man behind the chair, just.
I'm like picturing kind of like a Steadicam vest with like the 3 monitors posted up, and you're just running through tackling.
It's like that dude from like in Japan who had like during the Pokemon Go craze, where he had like a whole bicycle on his phones.
If you remember that, that's funny. But yeah, and I also didn't mean to just say, you know, me just because you haven't, you know, made it to any cons. Marshall, you are also a member of the press corps. You're just all the way out in Wisconsin. You know, you helped me with this.
Yeah,
you do a lot of the research as well.
He's just buried in cheese. It's okay. Like
it's true. If you guys want that fresh cheese, I'm your guy. But you know, anything else,
cheese and alcohol.
I mean, like
cheese and alcohol.
If you want someone you can drink with, also yes.
There you go.
But yeah, like all the stuff I've been able to do here, I think I struggle with that aspect of going to the cons and then like also just having that ability to kind of go up and like talk to people or even like really get ready to get into those deep conversations, because I'm a big dude, but I don't like confrontation. I already struggle enough talking to people. I had told my wife when I first met her and I knew things were getting serious, I'm like, I'm really bad at small talk. I don't do it. It's not my forte.
Hey,
and yet you're hosting a podcast. Make it make sense.
No,
right?
it's
I
so
can do
funny
this because I'm just looking at a computer and like that's fine.
that actually is funny because I talked about this a little while back. You know, I've been breaking out that show for a while now, and this last BlurredCon was probably like the most like out there and go-getting I've ever been in these spaces. You know, I kind of enjoy doing it, and like the reason why I started it was, you know, first to just show, you know, black kids growing up that there's, you know, it's cool to do these things, because I was afraid to show people that I had Yu-Gi-Oh cards in my pocket or Pokemon cards in my pocket. You know, they're like, Corey, where you going? I didn't want to tell them that I'm about to go watch Toonami. Like, I can't play right now. I got some things to do. Little did we know everybody was doing that, but who knew? That's either here or there. They were bullying me for no reason, but who cares? Who cares? but and then like it transferred to, you know, once I discovered that black people did cosplay just as much as, you know, white people or any other people out there. Because my first con was BlurredCon.
Straight up fact.
My first con was BlurredCon 2023. Well, technically I went to Queen City Convention the year before, but I just was walking around, didn't really know what was going on, and you know, but BlurredCon, I was like, oh, whoa, this is different. And then seeing like the vendors and the black comics and all these, I was like, whoa, because I always tell anybody who's in the comics that we're interviewing, you know, like I didn't grow up reading comics like that. My dad was in the comics. He was in. I collected superhero cards because my dad collected baseball, basketball, football cards, so I collected those too. But I also was into superheroes, so I collected the cards as well. But I watched, like, TV was my thing, so I watched all the animes and cartoons and stuff like that, Saturday morning cartoons and things like that. So I've been making up my loss for a comic book in my childhood over the past like 7 years. And my indie black collection heavily outweighs my mainstream DC Marvel collection. And it's because like sometimes I feel like I'm already too far behind. So I was like, I'll pick and piece things that I want to here and there. But also, I also wasn't really ever attracted to like the straight white cis male superhero like that. I mean, I loved the Flash, but that's because I love to run fast and things like that. Like Green Lantern, John Stewart's my favorite because I saw him on DC Justice League and things like that.
Mhm.
So, I've never been huge into Superman at all. I like Batman a lot because, like his backstory, the things he does and stuff like that. But,
Right.
static and things like that, that's what kind of where I gravitated to. So when I buy comics, it usually goes, all my money at a convention usually goes to a black or a person of color vendor that has a cool superhero that I'm walking by.
That is totally valid. I'm not gonna lie to you because, like, yeah, it's funny too because that happened to me recently where I pride myself on being like a comic historian. I want to make sure that like there was this old 2003 History Channel documentary called Comic Book Superheroes Unmasked. It's where I actually got the name for my podcast from, and I would watch that and see journal. It was like a person like they were like interviewing. It would say journalist slash comic historian, and I was like, that's so cool, and I want to be known as that. So like I prided myself on learning so much about certain things, but then recently I had got introduced to Sebastian from Stranger Comics, and I had never heard of Niobe. I had never heard of any of it, and it felt like there's that meme. Like, can I curse on here?
Yeah.
No, yeah, fuck
Okay.
yeah.
There's that meme where it was like, I was out niggered and I will never be out niggered again. And I was like, how did I not know about this? How did I not know about like a whole black universe of comics? Like, I know everybody's stuff. I pride myself on knowing that. So when this British light-skinned brother who's more light-skinned than me walks in the room and is like, here, man, here's a hardcover. I'm like, wait, whoa, you can't just do that to me. And he had this giant Kickstarter full of so many different things, and I'm like, where do I even start? And it just blew my mind. God. So I felt like a casual all over again. So it genuinely blew my mind in terms of that. And it was like, I definitely get where you're coming from because I have been reading comics since I was a little kid. It's been like 25 years. And it's like, I see what so many folks have said, like that there's this overwhelming quality to DC and Marvel where you don't know where to start. But then when it comes to like Image or Dark Horse or Ignition Press or Vault, or just indie books at a con, there's such a great, here's where you start, volume 1, and there's nothing behind it. Yes. You don't need to go back to the 60s or the 70s and other. It's just you start at issue 1 and you go.
I'm at ground zero. I can be the first. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And like, especially the way my brain works, it's like, well, I'm like reading this and then they reference something else and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then I like skip all this I skip what I'm doing and just try to go all the way back. I'm like, I gotta start from the beginning, and then the task is too big for me to even like want to accomplish. So
there was this crazy TikTok I saw of this girl who was like, she saw the Blue Beetle movie and wanted to learn about Jaime Reyes. So she looked up like his first issue is Infinite Crisis this, and then she opens it and is so confused, and then she Googles it and goes, oh, I have to go back to this, and goes back to this, and like goes back and back and back. And I was just like, you poor girl. Like, you don't even know the Pandora's box you just opened.
And it's just like the beginning. You're like in a giant maze. Just take me back to the beginning. No. But what I know you. It's probably comics, but what started you on your nerd journey? Like, to get you where you are today? Was it comics?
So
video games. So
it's a little bit of both, because like I would watch. I was mostly like, it started with movies because I would watch movies with my dad, like whenever I had like visitation with him and whatnot. And then it just was conveniently, my mom used to be an officer at that detention center for like teenagers and whatnot, like juvie, and she like the library would bring in like books, and occasionally they would bring in comics, and that's how I was introduced to the most problematic Batman comic of all time, Batman the Cult. And so like people think I'm crazy. They're like, it can't be that bad. No. Like I pitched this book to people that they're like so confused. Like, imagine a immortal indigenous man who stays immortal by bathing in homeless people's blood. And he puts homeless people on acid. That way he can kill them, but also create an army of them to take over Gotham City. And he does it by being also a Catholic deacon at the same time. And he then tricks Batman into taking LSD and brings him into the sewers and controls him. Jason Todd has to go into the sewers and save Batman. This is back when Jason was Robin too, mind you. And he finds Batman in the sewers surrounded by rats and dead bodies. They break out and escape Gotham because it's been taken over by homeless people. They have to come back in with non-lethal like machine guns and a giant monster truck Batmobile and go into the sewers to confront Deacon Blackfire, only for him to like say something really stupid and the homeless people eat him. And it's the most anticlimactic comic of all time.
My God. Yeah.
And it was made by the guy who invented Thanos, so it's even more convoluted when you realize the guy who invented Thanos made the trippiest Batman comic of all time.
Was he had to be himself on LSD while writing that.
He's gonna be at Baltimore Comic-Con, and my goal is to go meet this man and be like, were you okay? Did you know what you did to me?
Do you remember writing this?
Yeah, so like it was comics, it was video games, it was everything. Like I've dipped my toe in almost every facet of nerddom other than JRPGs beyond Kingdom Hearts. So like I've done it all pretty much in terms of things.
He's been around the nerd block. And that's basically what he's saying.
For sure.
So what type of video game player are you? What type of video games do you play?
I'm a very big like action RPG guy. Like fans will know what's on my hand if you're smart enough. I got the BioShock chains on my wrists. I got the Dishonored tat on my hands. I got a Dark Souls tattoo on my leg. Like I'm that guy. I'm very much that guy that likes throwing my head against a brick wall until it breaks type thing. So like my first addiction was Pokemon at a young age. So like I learned how to be patient and deal with nonsense. Like I don't know if you've ever seen the animated Doctor Strange movie, but that whole metaphor of him having to learn to take each brick off the wall, and then the ancient one just goes, do it again. And he's just like, why? It's like, I learned that at an early age that I have to keep breaking the wall. So that's why those kind of video games became very cathartic. That's how I ended up in Destiny, where like Destiny was my addiction I was there from the beta all the way till the end recently. And that was my addiction.
Oh man, that's crazy. So what games are you playing nowadays?
I honestly don't really have as much time as I used to, despite me like still having like a Twitch like account and whatnot. I was playing Marvel Rivals a little bit last weekend. I dipped a little bit of my toe back into D2 because like the game's dead, but like the servers are still online, so some people still sweat and play Trials of Osiris and whatnot. There's like no game coming out that I'm like really excited for right now. That's been the craziest thing about gaming as of late, is that like nothing interests me. The last game that really interested me in terms of like a single player experience was Lies of P. Other than that, there's been like no game that has really like scratched an itch for me. Like they almost got me with Night Rain, with Elden Ring Night Rain, but the problem was I had to rely on other people, and folks didn't really understand what was going on. I didn't want to have to like sift through Discord servers to find logical human beings that knew what they were doing. So I was like, I'll just return that and buy the Lies of P DLC. I'm not gonna worry about that. So I'm very much that guy that's like, I can't, like, I've learned from Destiny that you have to like vet people before you bring them in for hard content.
It's like, hey man, I'm just here for fun. It's like, all right, get out.
Right. It's like, you could be here for fun, just like over there. Like, I'm not trying to send you to Weenie Hut Juniors, but like you have to know what's up if you're gonna step in here.
Say, hey guys, this is my first time playing. Get out.
Like, and don't get me wrong, I learned that from Destiny too. Like I was very much that guy that like, hey, there's certain days that I'll teach raids, but then there's certain days where it's like, yo, I just need a crew that can get the job done. Like,
not today.
You know, like some days it ain't that day, but like there was days where I'm like, hey, Thursdays you can catch me on stream and we'll teach you a raid. But then like Saturdays, I'm like, look, it's my day off. I want to just do it legit. And it was just like, let's kick it. Let's run like 6 raids in one night type thing.
I need the seasoned veterans.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh man, that's so funny. It's funny. Like I was that person that got into Destiny a couple years ago, still a rookie, because the people that were teaching me, they just stopped playing. I was like,
yeah, that happens a lot.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I was ready to like become a real Destiny player, and so like kind of hadn't really played since.
Yeah, burnout is crazy, and like especially once like they kind of just said we're shutting it all down. Everyone kind of went, all right. So
yeah, when you said that, I was like, this is perfect time to set up for like a Overlord type of situation, like anime, like isekai type thing. Oh man, Marshall, you got anything?
Well, like then, so like I know you said you haven't really had time to kind of dabble a whole lot, but just like overall thinking of like Destiny's play style, and I guess also that overall kind of overall fun online like community. Like, did you really dive into Helldivers 2 at all? Because like Corey and I dove into that, and it was a lot of fun, but I think we're running into a lot of those same issues where it's like,
yeah. Like I bought it and then I played it for like a day and then I returned it and then I got sent a copy of it from the devs and I was like, damn it, and now I have to play more. And I was just like, the meme of it all, like the super thing, like save Super Earth, like it's fun and cathartic, but it's like that's also a game where it's like if you ain't got a crew that knows what they're doing, you ain't saving Super Earth. You better pack it up. Like you could like, especially once you get into the harder content, things like that. It's like. Maybe you ain't cut out for this one, champ. Like, and it's never to be gatekeepy. It's very much one of those things where, like,
are we doing the mission or not?
Right? Yeah. Like it's that lesson that I like to teach people about Dark Souls, where it's like you like the game isn't hard. You just have to learn how to utilize the things that are at your disposal. Like I'll never like say someone's not a real Dark Souls player if they use summons. Use summons. Use summons. Use pyromancy. Use magic swords. Like Buster sword. Whatever. I don't care. Like except for katanas. If you use a katanas in a source and sorcery game, I'm a little like, all right. But like other than that, like, I don't care. But so it's just like that's my little like jab to the Dex players. But like in general,
I'm a wizard at heart.
Yeah, see, like I have no beef with you, but in general, like I always tell people, play how you want. Just don't be afraid to play. Is what I try to tell people.
No. I definitely get that because like when there's games I don't desire being pro at. I don't get in people's way. Like, you can't get offended if you're actually just here to have fun. Like
exactly.
I mean, like I very much have like that same mindset for Mass Effect like 3, for example. Like Mass Effect is my favorite game series of all time.
So much.
And the way and obviously a lot of people were very upset over the way it ended, and it was just like I feel like you guys are just looking for something to be upset about.
I mean, but like, see, there's a difference because like there's some things to be mad about when it comes to Mass Effect. Hell, you could be upset about how BioWare left Dragon Age. Like Dragon Age was a mess. So it's like I think a lot of us are really upset about how like Bungie got destroyed by Sony recently, where it's like Destiny wasn't supposed to end. And I think Bife said it best. My name is Bife. He's a content creator. Like he was the lore guy for Destiny for like many years. He said it perfectly the day the last update came out, and you were able to find the final cutscene that like was hinting at the next big bad for the next like saga. And we all just kind of sat there and went, you squandered this. You didn't believe in this. And if you would have just waited and showed everybody this cutscene, because we were supposed to get that cutscene around like Easter of this past year, but they delayed it because they were just going to wrap everything up. If you would have showed everybody this cutscene, you would have had so many people locked in for like the next 2, 3, 4 years. But you choked and you gave up. And now everyone knows you squandered this franchise. So it's very much one of those things where greed will always ruin gaming in the worst of ways.
Oh yeah,
so true.
We're seeing it.
Every fucking day, it's like something new.
as we speak, and it's happening faster than we ever thought it would as well.
Oh yeah.
I mean, speaking of that, we could talk about one of the things I did want to talk to you about was digital media, not just gaming. But you recently did a post about digital comics, digital,
for sure,
reading as well.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the digital age, whether it comes to comics or gaming?
So I'll answer both. So like for gaming, I very much am someone that's like, this has been an inevitability since the day Steam became a thing, where it was like, or just digital purchases in general. When it comes, like the day Xbox Live booted up and they said, hey, you can buy something on the cloud. It was this was an inevitability.
We collectively shit our pants. We were like,
pretty much, yeah. No. like I remember when the Xbox 360 came out and they said you could buy DLC for Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That was kind of the first eye opener for me of the yeah. And it's like that's when I'm like, hey, you can add Hulk and Cyclops to this, and I was like, where did this come from? And it blew everyone's mind. Like when that started, that was kind of the indicator for me at least, that this was probably going to happen at some point. I figured we'd get to the PS6 before it actually started to happen, but it shows me that Sony's jumping the gun before people. They don't even have people off the PS4 yet. They're doing this. Like I've been saying for the longest time that we needed to drop the cost of the PS5. That way you could lower the barrier to entry. But then like the government messed it up in tariffs and nonsense, so it complicated things. But like genuinely, outside circumstances, but also corporate greed accelerated this, because we could have probably had like 2, 3, 4 more years with this and it'd been fine. But genuinely, when it comes to this, it became an eventuality more and more, especially when they were like, oh, the disc is in there, but that's just like the way you download it. Right. That's not actually you don't own it. That's just like a key to let you download it. And I was like, that's not a good look. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. So like I figured this was going to happen at some point. When it comes to comic books, we will never be entirely digital when it comes to comic books until the publishers actually value digital, because they don't. I've had conversations with people off the record where they've said DC and Marvel don't value digital. They will tell you straight to your face that if you pre-order a single issue or you buy it digitally, we care more about the pre-ordering of the digital. And it's like they someone even came into my comment section the one day and was like, what do you mean? How is it different? Yada yada. It's like, I can't tell you if there's like a national currency adjustment. I'm telling you from the horse's mouth that I can't disclose, that this is what has been told to me, that they value print more than digital. This person was like, well, that's not true. I work in a comic shop. I'm like, if you work at a comic shop, then you should know what the hell's up, bro. Well, like, if anything, there's been comic shops who have been lobbying to keep digital at bay for decades. So it's like, it's one of those things where granted, there's been strives. Like there's Neon Ichiban, which that was created by the guys who used to own Comixology, but similar what happened to me, which is they ran out of storage, so they sold Comixology to Amazon in the hopes of having more cloud storage, but Amazon kept messing with them, so they said, we're gonna go. And now they're trying to redo it because they have better investors now, and it's like they're trying to do digital variant covers like it's NFTs, and I'm kind of like, I don't know about that one. But like,
I was Comixology for a while.
Oh, Comixology in its prime when it was separate from Amazon was the greatest thing because they said
before that Amazon, it was so good. It was good.
They even were trying to build it to where they could help out local comic book shops where you would have an affiliate link where your sales went to your comic shop. Yeah.
It was such a great idea. Where you could find or basically just like where to get the physical if you wanted it and things like that. It was such a good thing, and that was like, oof.
It's been like a good 15 years since Comixology was on its own. It's been crazy.
I was a mover back then. I was working for a moving company.
And like there was times where like Comixology would just be like, "Hey, here's all of an omnibus for free," and I'd be like, "What? That's crazy." But it's like it's like they were even doing Comixology originals, and they still do it, but like there's a bunch of rigmarole with it these days. But it's also just like, if I had it my way, the horse that I'm like hitching my cart to right now is Sweet Shop, because Sweet Shop has said that they are trying to be what Comixology previously was, where they're like, look, we want to partner with creators, we want to partner with publishers, partner with comic shops. That way comic shops don't die. But in general, until the day comes that that publishers even say that it's a 1-to-1 where if you buy a digital book, it counts the same as a sale of a print book, digital's not going to take over print. That's not happening. That's just a fact. Like you'll see the death of print novels before you see the death of print comic books. I will say that.
Yeah, because that's kind of like how everything started, like little small pamphlets, comics, not real, remember back in the day it was hard to make a book.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like they had Jewish men and women working their butts off. That's one thing a lot of people don't know is the fact that like comic books were like, it was the, like, this is not meant to sound like degrading, but it's like, like how Spanish individuals, immigrants will come and work for next to nothing now. That's what Jewish individuals were doing back in like the 30s, 40s, and 50s as they were getting out of the Depression. So it's like, it is like comics were thought of as like the poorest thing you could do to survive. So it's like, that's why when people tell me, oh, comics aren't political, I'm like, you wanna bet?
Yeah, you're nuts.
So it's like, it's one of those things where I try to tell people that if you actually go down the rabbit hole, comics have always been some of the craziest thing ever. And when you learn about how like discrimination was a thing and this and that, you learn about how the comics code became a thing. It just, your brain starts to unravel and understand how crazy this medium is. So it's like, do I ever see us going fully digital? Not the next 10 years. I will say that fully. Like until the day that DC comes out and says that buying a book digitally counts the same as buying a book in print, it's not happening.
Yeah.
So then thinking about like impacts that have happened recently, especially now with Paramount merging with basically fucking everything, like, do you think that? Yeah, but like, do you think that will speed up that process then, or are you still then pretty confident that the comic books would still be able to hold out pretty long?
Personally, I think everything is getting sped up more than what people thought. Like that's just how it is because they're, capitalism. That's the way it works.
Especially capitalism definitely.
Yeah, once it gets towards the end, they get more desperate and grab more, and there's less competitors as well. So it's only
and it's like, now I will say this, if there comes a day where Neon Ichiban and Sweet Shop and Global Comics and a few others don't exist and it's only Amazon, then you'll see the expediation of it. But as long as there are other platforms that are trying to be independent and not be under a corporate system, then you will not see comic books be fully digital anytime soon. Because Bezos doesn't know what the hell he's doing when it comes to comic books. He's like, books are books. Because ever since they absorbed Comixology, your comic library is in the same section as your book library on Kindle, and it's a mess. So it's very frustrating.
I don't even know the last time I've been on it because of that. Like as soon as the merge happened, I was like, "Well, that's dumb."
Yeah,
yeah, but that was it was a good timing because that's kind of when I discovered, indie comics or like not indie comics, but like blurred conventions and blurred
like create your own stuff,
and Kickstarter and stuff like that. So I could just go straight to the source and things like that, or straight support their Kickstarter when it's coming with something that I think is going to be cool. But yeah, I mean, me, I don't hate digital media at all. I think when it comes down to it, we all hate capitalism because growing up watching Star Wars and things like that, the way like everything was kind of like digitized and like in archives and things like we thought that was so cool, but like everything there was like an honor system, an honor code. Nobody's trying to capitalize off of all of it. So like I always say this, like, man, I remember like a year or two ago we were talking on the podcast. We were like, what was going to be the downfall, what movie scenario we were going to be in. Like, and now I walk around, I'm like, how the hell we got a tornado of like all the worst ones? Like, it's like not just one. It's like
we got really Star Wars, Hunger Games, a couple other things mixed
Terminator. It's like, geez.
When I saw that last week that an AI was trying to hack another AI, I was like, bro, y'all are crazy.
Yep. And they're like, we just put it on timeout. And you're like, fucking, what is that going to
do? Like, how long is timeout going to last once it figures out how to break out of timeout? Like, what's going to happen?
Timeout's probably the time where it's like, oh, I can do my most thinking here. Cool. Yeah, fucking wild. Oh, God.
Wow. But, I mean, so we got, before we get into, some of the things that we don't like about mainstream media and comics and things like that, we could talk about some good things that's happening and specifically the comic book world with Vixen, Steel, and what was the other one that's coming out as well? Static as well. Yes. So are you excited as I am, especially seeing that Stephanie Williams is going to be the one doing Vixen?
For sure. Like I've been excited all weekend. Like I was one of the people that I've been saying this since December, that like we've been over 3 years since DC had a black ongoing in the mainline continuity for a black character. And it's like people kept playing the whataboutism game. They're like, well, what about Absolute Green Lantern? Well, what about Green Lantern War Journal? First of all, the first one's in a different universe. The second one was a limited series. Well, what about Black Lightning? That was a miniseries. What about Mr. Terrific? That was a miniseries. Yes. Like, so many casual fans, and this isn't to be like gatekeeping or dismissive, but it's like so many casual fans act as if they know more than you and try to act as if they are the authority when you I'm not saying I'm not the authority either, but I have more knowledge than them. And I got to a point where once we launched the DC So White website, I was like, here's every receipt, that way you can't play whataboutism with me. And then people still kept trying to do it, and it was just like, how do you not get it? How do you not understand? And it got to a point where we were hearing no answers, no understanding of what was going on, and we kind of were like, we're gonna act. We're gonna try to make waves, and we made waves, but it was just like, it was more disruptive than what we wanted it to be when it comes to the boycott. So we were just like, fine, we'll call it off. We'll focus on just being advocates the way we had been. And finally, they said, hey, you're getting 3. And I'm like, this is great. This is awesome. My only concern is we don't have release dates. So once those happen, we can begin what I call phase 3, which is going to be just like powering forward, trying to get as many pre-orders, trying to educate people on how sales work. But when it comes to the books themselves, I'm over the moon. Like, this is not only DC's first Black woman to ever have her own ongoing. This is a character who has never had an ongoing in 45 years. This is Static having his first ongoing in 15 years, because his last one was 2011. That was only 8 issues. There was Milestone returns, but that was like seasonal limited series based. Like season 1 and Shadows of Dakota were just like seasonal based. They weren't real ongoings. So that was frustrating. And then with Steel, he is quite literally like second or third in terms of like DC's most popular Black character. And he has the record for the longest running ongoing period at DC when it comes to Black characters, because he had 52 in an annual, and it's been 30 years since that. So we have multiple milestones being hit here. Not only that, you have generational talents coming in to write these books. You have Morgan Hampton, who's been killing it on Green Lantern Corps, and he also co-wrote the Dakota incident. You have Cody Ziegler, who just got off one of the best Miles Morales runs ever. Like I had a conversation with Brian Michael Bendis when he was here for an event in Cleveland a while back, and he said, like, Cody wrote a better Miles than me, and I was like, whoa, holy crap! And that blew me that blew me away. So it's like, that was amazing to hear. And then you have a 2-time Eisner nominated writer, the first Black woman to ever be nominated for Best Writer, and a woman who I've been singing her praises when it comes to her indie work. I even said this in my op-ed that I wrote on Comics Beat about a month ago, where I said she didn't need to go to the big 2 to get an Eisner nomination. She got her Eisner nominations off of her indie work, not her big 2 work. And that speaks volumes to how amazing she is. So I am so over the moon excited for these works, because it shows that these individuals are probably the best young up-and-coming writers that you could possibly ask to pilot these series. And she's over here like, yo, I had a 20-page script, like a 20-page pitch for this Vixen book. Like, she has one of my favorite artists ever, Kari Randolph, helping her with it. So I'm just like, this is top tier. So I'm very excited.
Nice. That's so dope. And like you said, nominated off of her indie work.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the part of the conversation like always gets frustrating, because when we talk about all the pushback on like all the things that you posted about it, and how people are commenting and arguing with you, basically, it's not like the people we expected all the time. A lot of times it's us down there, saying like, it's like, some people say things like, y'all just be reaching too much, y'all just too greedy, y'all always looking for something, you can't just be happy with what we got. And it's like, no, I don't want to just be happy with what we got.
Yeah. It's kind of insane, because like there's a lot of folks who were just like, well, why aren't you happy that Duke's in the new Batman ongoing? Or why aren't you happy that Cyborg's on the Titans? And it's like, why would, like, because this is the thing that I kind of like told people recently, because they were like, well, why does it matter that you have had a Black ongoing in this long? And I was like, what would you say?
What would you say? Yes.
If Batman didn't have a book for 3 years? Wouldn't you think that's a little weird? Wouldn't you, or like, better yet, wouldn't you think it was weird if mainline Batman didn't exist for 3 years, but Absolute Batman existed?
There would be,
and everyone's like, well, what about Absolute Batman? Aren't you excited about Absolute Batman? That's what, like, because there was a lot of people who like give me pushback on a TikTok live, and they were like, well, don't you care about Absolute Green Lantern? It stars a Black queer woman. Why aren't you excited? And I say this as a queer Black man myself. I love Joe Mullen being the star of that damn book, but it's an ensemble book. Al Ewing said it as much in an interview a while back. It's not a solo book, and it's in another universe. It's not to discount it, but you know damn well that if Absolute Batman existed and mainline Batman didn't exist for 3 years, y'all would be at DC's throat. So it's just very insane to me that so many individuals had umbrage with the movement when if the shoe was on the other foot, they would be moving even more aggressively.
Yeah, man, and like with the way you said that, like that was perfect. The way you said if Batman didn't have an ongoing for 3 years, because I was like, you're also like arguing with a fellow comic book nerd, and you know how particular and how analytical you guys get, and how like systematic everything moves, and how you follow stories, and how things have to connect, and how much volume of like how much like ammunition you have pretty much in a debate for your certain type of hero. And like you said, Vixen hasn't had one in over 45 years.
She hasn't had one, period. She's never had an ongoing. This is her first time.
Yeah. And like I don't know how people can really, especially if you're not like as avid of a comic book fan as a person like you, because like when I hear things like that, my automatic response isn't to like deny. It's like, maybe I say no way, but I go look it up or listen to the rest of whatever the fuck you're saying instead of just like cutting it off there, I guess is what they do.
Yeah, like there was a lot of folks who wanted to discount what we were saying. Like I even told people, I was like, Black Lightning is DC's first ever black superhero to ever have an ongoing. Black Lightning is the only black superhero from DC to ever have his own live action TV show. Like well, Naomi happened, but we don't talk about Naomi. But like even then Black Lightning was first. And genuinely, he was the first to ever do it. And I'm sitting here like, how many issues does Black Lightning have? And I go through all like the whole list. And if you count even the mini-series like Cold Dead Hands or Year One, collectively over 50 years in January, Black Lightning has only had 41 single issues. And you're telling me that in 50 years, your premier first black superhero to have his own ongoing series has had 41 issues. That tells me something's wrong. And they'll be like, but what about Steel? Steel hasn't had an ongoing in 30 years. Well, what about Firestorm? Firestorm, Jason Rush, hasn't been in a comic book since the first year of the New 52. So I'm like, there's a lot. Yeah, yeah. So that's even a whole other conversation. So it's like
the last time he was actively referenced was Injustice.
Yeah,
Jesus.
And it's like, and we even had the whole problem of them going like with the CW going, oh, we're gonna make up our own black kid to be Firestorm. We're not actually gonna use Jason. And I was like,
bro.
And it was just, it was so bizarre. But it's like, I tell people all this and they go, no way, I don't believe you. It's like, go look it up. Tell me I'm wrong. Like, go look at the data and then tell me I'm wrong.
Hiding it.
I really, really wish I were wrong. But
like, yeah, like, and I think it frustrates me because I'm not asking to like take away Batman or take away Green Lantern or whatever. Well, I'd rather have Jon Stewart than Hal Jordan. That's a whole different conversation. But like, I very much am someone that's like, look, there's something called equity, and people will be like, well, black books don't sell. No, it's that there's been a lot of systematic issues that make it to where black folks don't have access, or black folks don't feel welcome, or there's this whole thing where people don't understand that if you walk into a comic book shop and buy something off the shelf, that sale has already been counted for.
What is it? Since the start of like Hollywood, black media, the amount of money that they essentially lost for not using black media or stifling black media is like over $45 billion.
Oh, for sure, yeah. But like the black dollar would be so much powerful if we actually utilized it. But it's like, there's so many systematic issues. Like I made a video recently where like I talked about how there was a young Asian woman on Instagram who is a journalist for, I believe she's for either Apt or like another platform, But like she talked about how she went to a comic shop that she was visiting in a town, and she genuinely just wanted to buy a couple books, and there was this smarmy ass white dude who was being disrespectful and telling her that her opinions about books were wrong. And it's like, this is the reason why people of color don't come into comic shops. This is the reason why women don't feel comfortable in comic shops. So it's like, when you try to say black books don't sell, I'm sitting here like, the math don't math.
I was just saying this. I was like, it's so frustrating because like I forgot who I was saying this to, but I think they, or maybe it was one of you guys that had first said it out loud. It was just like, you don't, like, if you don't really like do like your list, your monthly comic book list or whatever it is, like it doesn't give them the credit like they deserve or whatever it was. Because like if you're like a rookie comic book buyer like me, I just walk in and I think I'm supporting somebody because I'm buying their stuff off the shelf and things like that.
Yep.
But it don't really work like that. It blew my mind. This was like 2 months ago. It's like, I was like, wait, what? And I've never heard that before.
Yeah, it's the comic industry's biggest secret. And to be honest with you, there's something to be said about how this technically is how all like sales and POS systems work. Like GameStop has a certain quantity of a game, and then they report it to Sony. So then Sony like has the record of whatever the hell, and that's how they record sales. But like, it's marginally impossible to convince a comic book store owner to report to the distributors what all they sold of a certain book. That way you could have accurate sales data. So for the last 80 years, everyone's just
inventory.
like the past 80 years, everyone's just been saying, oh, well, the sales are tracked off of what the store buys, not what the customer buys. So so like the only way to truly influence a sale is to pre-order, because you're actively telling a comic shop that you would like to reserve a copy. I know that you're going to buy a certain amount for your shelf, but I would like to reserve and actually add another to your stack. And that's kind of the idea that I try to explain to people. And they're just like, why is it like this? I'm like, I don't know.
It's stupid, isn't it? The world.
And it's like, it was never a concern when it was just Batman, but it's like Batman's gonna sell gangbusters every time because they know Batman's gonna fly off the shelf. It's marginal equity that they can afford to lose, because that's also something that folks don't talk about a lot, is that comic store owners are put under the craziest amount of stress, where they have to figure out how much of so many different titles to put into their store, to expend of their own income, to then hope that folks are going to come in and buy it. And it's like, that's a scary prospect. So I don't envy comic book store owners.
I feel them, but the way it's a lot better system than the shady way they do it now. Because like when you said the way sometimes you go into comic book stores and it turns people off by the way they are, because it isn't like a black owned or some type of representation towards you when you go in there, because it's usually straight white males when you go in there. So like when I was looking for the Milestone one that was out this Black History Month that we were talking about earlier, I went to go get the second release when they were doing the second releasing of it, or whatever.
The second print,
the second print. And this comic book shop, pretty famous. I don't know if it's famous, but it's very popular around here. It's like the biggest one in our county, basically.
Yeah.
And like I go in there and ask them about it, and like the guy like looks at me like I'm stupid, and like my comic book jargon isn't the best. And so like I'm immediately like self-conscious about it. And so like I pull it up and he like looks at it and he's like looking at me like I'm stupid. Like I just made this up with AI or something. It's just like,
because like I'm trying to put this? I think it's stupid that they haven't heard of it, but I'll try to put it into like devil's advocate, even though I don't really agree with their stance. It's like, if you're somebody who like knows your market and your customer base pretty well, like say if you run in a supermarket and you know apples aren't really hitting, but like every other fruit's just bombing. Everyone's coming through and hitting it, but like apples are just not really hitting it. You're probably not going to buy a lot of apples for your inventory. So that's the perspective of a lot of comic book store owners is if they're not seeing traction on black books or queer books or women books, why should I buy it? And
I do understand that, but outside of feeling self-conscious after he says it because he tried to make me look like an idiot, so like my blood's a little boiling.
Right.
But also I'm just like questioning your credentials as a comic book shop person. Like
exactly.
You don't know about this?
Yeah.
You don't,
that was a very interesting thing that he didn't know
like,
about that.
It's like that's how I look at them usually because I'm not asking for Ace Blade. Like something that's not in the DC world or the Marvel world that you probably wouldn't know about or care about.
Yeah, you're literally asking for something that's literally in the Lunar catalog, and they don't know like what's in the catalog.
And that's not the first time that's happened with like a popular like black title or something like that. So like it really rubs me the wrong way, and that's why I do love going to conventions. Honestly, just like look at these comic book shops. It's not black owned. I really don't want to walk into it.
And that's why I'm kind of thankful for things like the Ink Alliance. They're a group of different comic book store owners that are black that have formed recently because they're trying to make it to where you can like just call them or go on their website and just like have books mailed to you. Or like one of my favorite content creators, Comic Tom, he runs his own mail service where you can go to comictom.com and just have the books mailed to you for pretty cheap shipping because they want to get books in people's hands. They don't care how they have to do it. They will take a loss. They're trying to get books in your hand. And like there's some things like Midtown where their pre-order system isn't the best, but like we're definitely not in the dark ages anymore, and like things are better than what they used to be. I think the advent of things like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, it has helped a lot because back during the pandemic when they tried to relaunch Milestone, people, I still get people who say, I didn't know that came out. I didn't know Static came back. And I'm like,
it did. I don't know what to tell you.
It blows my mind because like that's also another conversation to be had is like DC and Marvel's lack of promotion on marginalized titles because like they didn't promote the Dakota incident whatsoever, and like it took folks like myself and different content creators and the creators of the book themselves promoting the book. Like one of the co-writers who was an original editor at Milestone back in the 90s. He paid for a trailer to be made for the book, and DC couldn't be bothered to use it on their own socials. So it's like there's systematic issues that are going on. So when people are like, oh, well, now you got your books, are you actually going to support them? Oh, we're going to support them. But is DC going to support them is the question.
That's the thing.
And it's more than likely going to be a resounding no, because why would they ever do something like that?
They got Batman again.
Why would they ever care about a significant amount of their readers that are looking for this type of escape and are probably really sick of these white microaggressions? Where
I mean, like, why would I worry about Vixen when I got 70 variant covers of Absolute Batman? Like, and the thing is, they're not even saying it on like a racial level half the time. It's unconscious bias due to capitalism.
They don't.
They're like, oh, we care more about the dollar, and from what we see, you black folks aren't giving us dollars, so why should we care?
Yeah,
that's their mindset. Even though they built the system that oppresses the black reader, they don't understand the problem. They expect you to navigate the system.
Yeah, and to that point, it's the system is so powerful that it does it to like our people. Like I said, like one of the common things you'll see in that I get a lot because I'll be defending, black representation or prioritize black owned and things like that. Because like I'm tired of saying black representation. Honestly, I'm tired of saying it. It's like if it's there, cool, but we need to prioritize buying black owned. So I'm not gonna get on that tangent right now, but
So like no like I feel like we should, because like it's one of those things that I try, and like it's honestly what gave us a lot of pushback to the campaign, and then when we did the boycott, was so many individuals were like, why are you even bothering with that when you could just go support black creatives? And I was very blunt and honest. I was like, I got all Negro comics on my wall. I got Bitterroot. I got Excellence. I got Ace Blade. I got all kinds of different black books on my shelf over here. I got long boxes full of black indie books over here. I can do both. I can walk and chew bubble gum at the same time.
You have to wear the badges on you at all times, apparently.
Right. It's like, and a lot of the time too, and this isn't to throw shade at black creatives and black indie folk, but like I've even experienced this recently when it comes to folks. A lot of the time, or not a lot of the time, some of the time, it isn't, oh, you're not supporting black indie. It's, you're not supporting my black indie.
Yeah.
And it's like,
that happens because we're all human. Yeah. You know, things get personal a lot, especially in these types of worlds when you're competing to sell your dream, and the way this white system is, they won't let you into the mainstream, so they're forcing you to actually compete with each other. But like it is competition, because that's where you're in the markets with capitalism is. But like to your point earlier, what I was saying, like one of the most common comments you'll see is like, well, there's no black heroes out there, or black people don't write comics like that, or things. I'm like, that's a bullshit fucking face lie. What are you talking about? I got this. Have you ever heard of Midnight Comics? Like, guys, there, and then the material is good. It's not even just like, oh, it's a black hero. No, it's a fucking great hero. They're great heroes, great stories, great mysteries, great horrors, things like that. It's there.
Oh yeah.
The market is being suppressed.
Yeah, and it's like,
that's just how. Or even
like when you'll have the couple black creatives that have gone to DC. Like I had a conversation with writer Brandon Easton after he made a video when we were trying to gather support for the Dakota incident. He made a video where he came out and was like, "Where was all y'all when I had my book at DC?" And I went back in my long box over here and I was like, what book did he have at DC last year? And I was like, oh, it was Mr. Miracle, Source of Freedom, which was about the black Mr. Miracle, who was the second one. He's basically like the Miles Morales of his era. Shiloh Norman, he was created by Jack Kirby. He was made to be Mr. Miracle's apprentice, who then took over after him. But I told him, I had a conversation with him afterwards where I was like, you know exactly why that this didn't work. It's because DC didn't promote it, and you were coming in doing a book that nobody knew about Shiloh after Tom King had just wrote Mr. Miracle, and everyone was hot off the presses for that. And then you come in and everyone's like, where's white Mr. Miracle? Where's Tom King? So you were set up systematically to fail. Yeah. And it was not the black fans didn't show up, it's that the black fans didn't know you were there.
Yeah, man, like, trust me, a lot of times, there are times, like, even nowadays, and I be looking, where, like, I'll discover a new creator, and I'll be like, oh, let me go to the Kickstarter ended. I'm like, oh,
but sometimes they have books, but sometimes they'll have extras on their websites. That definitely helps.
I did go to the website. I'll get whatever I need, like, especially, like, trust me, I gotta hide the receipts sometimes. It's like, come on, you gotta chill, man. It's like stay off the internet. But yeah, like that's the thing, you know. Sometimes you'll see it late because it's people are doing their own promotion basically. You know, it's hard for them to be everywhere at all times, especially in, you know, when everyone else is trying to do the same thing.
Oh yeah,
and like you were saying, like, people accuse you of not supporting black comics and things. Like, dude, I got this stuff, but that's because we can chew bubblegum and walk at the same time.
For sure.
That's the one thing that annoys me the most about these arguments is like I can support these writers that are taking on these new series that DC are promoting so quickly after the DC hashtag DC so white.
Yeah.
While I'm also like still like I don't like how DC be doing they shit though.
Oh, for sure.
Like that's usually how my mainstream buying goes. It's if I see like a black writer that or a black illustrator that's doing this stuff. Those are the ones I usually go to. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's where my money's gonna go. I
definitely agree with you. Yeah,
I read my Star Wars. My books are usually like, there's like we're usually white authors in my regular novels, graphic novels that I'm reading. If it's not a manhwa. But
take a look at those Star Wars books because a lot of them are written by a black man. Because Ronnie Barnes has been writing a good chunk of the Star Wars miniseries for a hot minute, and he wrote Philadelphia, which is one of my favorite black indie comics of all time. I actually interviewed him recently.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. No,
that is the godfather of black horror right there.
I know for a fact the most of the Star Wars I've read are white guys.
Fair enough.
I do know that. Andrew Kripshin,
Timothy Zahn.
Yeah, those guys. Which I need to do better myself. That's I need to do better. I think about Star Wars and I'm like, yeah, just let me read the most popular books and things like that. So I need to do better. Thanks for mentioning that. But yeah, Marshall. What are your thoughts on the whole balancing act that we not have to do, but we want to do because we love, we're nerds, but we're also black nerds.
I think a lot of it is kind of like how I brought up earlier is all three of us here grew up with some form of white microaggressions that was just more or less trying to just make us shove our black identity down and make it seem non-existent. So then the only thing we could do to escape, but also feel like we're tied in with the group is watch and read whatever we were provided at the time. So I think nowadays keeping it balanced might be the thing that's like kind of like maybe holding back a little bit, as weird as that sounds. Like it's more about really trying to get to a point where, like we're doing now, we're supporting each other in every way that we can. And I think that kind of back and forth you can have sometime, as long as it's healthy back and forth between any of our fellow black nerds, man. Like it's good because it's only going to make our community better. But if you're getting to a point where it's just like where you're just like we're trying to say, we're not trying to gatekeep. There's times where you want to be able to enjoy what you do and have those deep conversations about it or have that deep gameplay about it. But like, we're not like trying to like box anybody else out. That's all we've ever known. And that's like also the hardest part is like, it's so ingrained in us to want to go against each other because like growing up here in Wisconsin, everybody's idea of black was just whatever they saw on TV. So then when I'm around, they're like, "Oh, you're not a black guy," and I'm like, "You can kind of go fuck yourself." So like,
you speak really, too good. That's your problem. You speak
100%. That
no, you're just Marshall. Yeah.
You're one of the good ones, Marshall. You're one of the good ones.
Yeah. And I quote, at a friend's wedding rehearsal, her parents, her mom and her uncle walk up to me and they're like, "You just blew our expectations of black people." I'm like, "The fuck did you just say?"
They expected you to be urban, Marshall, don't 100%.
You know? So crazy how you thought that was a good idea to say that. But that's the real impression.
Yeah, like I think like yes, it's important to keep that balance, but we can't be like afraid to push that balance when we need to. Because it's easy enough to get it back once we're all getting closer to being on that same page. Because like keeping balance in anything, it's fucking impossible.
Right.
So the more you try to force it, the harder it gets. But at that same time, there's times where I want to kick a brother in the pants and just be like, "The fuck are you doing?"
Come on, man. No, but before we go, I do want to talk a little bit about San Diego Comic Con. Some of the things that
That
was
looked
announced,
dope.
and some con, and maybe your next con coming up. But
Mm.
how was San Diego Comic Con for you?
I'm gonna be real. Like I was reporting on it. I loved a lot of the announcement we were getting. I think Marvel is like dying, and that's kind of
100%.
terrifying. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I very much am like watching this unfold where DC's like banger after banger after banger, and then you see like Marvel just kind of sitting there going, "Here's the X-Men as vampires. Do you like it?" And we're like, no, nobody
No.
wanted that. Where did you get the idea that anybody wanted that? We wanted you to keep making the Ultimate Universe. Make that again. No,
Mhm.
we have Spider-Man with a giant mutant spider in his chest. Look at it. And I'm like, who asked for this? Like, it's rare. It's very rare that I will ever say who asked for this because, like, somebody might have liked it, but for sure. But I'm also just like, you are not listening to your customer base. You are not listening to your fan base. You're not caring about what they have to say. And for the past, like, I think 10 or 12 years, Marvel has been slowly just creeping into loss of madness when it comes to their runs. Like, you'll have like darlings every once in a while. Like, you had Cody Ziegler's Miles Morales. You have Stephanie Phillips on Daredevil right now. You have like those few different hits that are like stank good. Like, you have like Moon Knight recently has been all over the moon. Like the past like 2 runs. Like Blood Hunt started off really good, then it kind of like teetered out towards the end. Like, there's been a group of individuals that keep coming in and dropping bangers, but then the whole studio isn't on good footing. Like, they gave up Krakoa and everyone was looking at them like they were crazy. Like, what are you doing? And it's just like there's these constant little missteps that have turned into this avalanche where you're looking at Marvel and going, what are you doing? And then you look at what they've been doing with their like cinematic universe and you're just like, are you okay? Like, what happened to the House of Ideas? It's turned into the House of IP Farm. Like, you're not actually anything good anymore. And DC's over here like, yo, we got Absolute, we got Mainline, we got Vertigo's back, everything's popping off every which way. And it's like, hey, Marvel, you good? And they're like dying in the corner. And it's like, I feel
everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Like, really. And you got like indie comics are on freaking killing it right now. You have like Image, Dark Horse, Vault, Ignition Press, like so many books that are coming out giving new experience. Because you mentioned manga earlier, and like the big thing about Image, Vertigo, and Vault specifically as of recently have been like giving people the manga experience where they're short contained miniseries. They don't have a crazy jumping on point from 50 years ago. It's just read this. Okay, cool. I love it. Where's the next one? Read this. Okay, cool. I love it. Where's the next one?
Who's
and you're giving people,
Who's doing that? You said?
Image Comics,
Image?
Vault Comics, and Ignition Press.
Okay.
Because you have all 3 of these publishers doing crazy things that have people interested. Hell, I'll even throw Dynamite on there as well, because Dynamite's like Dynamite and Image are like Dynamite and Image are playing the actual like intellectual property game where they're like, hey, here's Disney villains. And I'm like, why is Dynamite doing Disney villains when Disney owns Marvel? And it's like things like that don't make any sense.
It's crazy.
And it's like they're doing Disney villains and Captain Planet and Space Ghost. Also, Mad Cave's there's 4. There's Image, Vault, Ignition, Mad Cave, and Dynamite. Those are the 4 like horsemen right now when it comes to actually taking over and showing that indie books can be where new ideas can flourish. Like it's just been so amazing watching like Robert Kirkman, the guy who made Invincible, is out here writing some of the best Transformers comics ever to be published.
I heard people are loving those.
So it's just like your mind is blown when you're like, some of the best titles of the past couple of years haven't been Spider-Man. It's been Transformers or Roots of Madness or like different things like that. And you're just like, how? And like, I'm over here binging Spawn for the first time ever, loving Spawn because I kept saying for years I was going to get into Spawn, but then I was like, next time, and then I kept playing the Terrence Howard game for too long, and then somebody gifted me the deluxe edition hardcover, and I was like, all right,
Okay.
let's do it. And like now I'm a freaking Spawn nut. So it's like,
great.
It's one of those things. Oh, it's a dark hole. But be like you're gonna go in and you're gonna be like, I haven't slept in 5 days, and it's just like but it's not good. But like, I would say get a few more books under your belt before you dive down that hole. But like in general, indie books are where it's at, right? I'm saying DC and indie publishers are kicking ass. Marvel can't even get up out the chair, and it's like, what are you doing? So I think if you need a book to read, hit my line and I got you. But don't plan on it being a Marvel book. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Jeez, man. It's funny that you were saying that Space Ghost and the Captain Planet. I read the Space Ghost. Oh, so good. So like the picture, the illustration.
Well, so yeah, shout out to David Pepos, man. That man's been kicking ass. I love him.
And I got to get back on that Captain Planet, but I got a few of those issues. And
he turned the Planeteers into eco-terrorists. I was like, this is crazy.
Yes.
Like, this is awesome. I'm here for it.
I love it. That's a great idea.
Yes, but back to the dumpster fire that seems to be Marvel right now, and it's funny because like I've been getting the same reaction, and I've been feeling crazy for like a little over a year now or two. Like something comes out, and I'm like, it was a movie, it was okay, it was good. I mean, I guess it's hard to. I don't know if I was like, am I watching this wrong?
No,
but
I definitely get you, because like the past couple movies, I'm like, it was a movie. It had a beginning, middle, and end. I was like, the Fantastic Four movie did everything I thought a Fantastic Four movie should do. But that was it. Like, even like the Thunderbolts was probably the most boring thing I've done in a hot minute. Like I was like, the whole movie, I was like waiting for Bob to do a thing. And then finally Bob did a thing. And then it was like, it was over. It was over. And it was like you have a whole bunch of people who can use guns. And then Bob. And I'm like, this is not the Avengers, damn it.
What's going on?
Not to mention writing out like a crucial character because they're like, we don't know how to fit them in anymore. It's like, okay.
I could go on about that. Like I remember seeing a video this past weekend of Tiana Paris at San Diego, and people were like, we're so excited to see Monica Rambeau again. And she's like, okay, tell Marvel. And I'm like, why? Like, especially when you look at the Doomsday trailer and Thor's over here like, oh, well, I'm so scared of Dr. Doom. Well, none of you can help me. And I'm like, hey, maybe if you like treated your women actors better, you might actually have motherfuckers who could help you. Like Captain Marvel, or like the other Captain Marvel, or like other people that could like, or Wanda, like actual people who are like galactic threats. But you're like, nah, we're gonna treat our women poorly and not actually like value them. Like that'll solve our problems. Like, ugh.
Yeah, that's always worked.
Yeah, so I'm hoping this movie's good. I'd be lying if I said I was as excited as everybody else, but I just haven't been. So when
I'm only here for Sam. Otherwise, I don't really care, to be honest with you. Like genuinely, that's all I care about.
I'm not saying it was a great movie, but I did like that movie more than others. The Brave New World.
Yeah, despite it being like constant
an avid comic book person. So
I've said openly multiple times that movie had so many shortcomings because of the studio, not because of the actors. That it drives me bonkers. But like overall, I still think it was better than like First Avenger. It was better than like half of Phase 1. But then you have like all these races that are out here. Then you got the fact that Disney tried to sabotage it by putting an Israeli character in it that no one's ever heard of before. And it's like, oh, well, that comes off disrespect, like anti-Semitic. I'm like, no, nobody knows who she is. No one knows anything about her. She has no connection to Sam anywhere in the comic books. It doesn't make sense. Misty Knight is literally his love interest right now in the comic book, so you didn't call her. Like, what are you doing? And it doesn't, like, it just so like
people.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lick of sense. So it's just like, I love that movie because my man finally got his win, but it's also like they tried everything in their power to like shortchange my man, and it pisses me.
Yeah, like the active hashtag of not my Captain America. It's like, fucking okay. We don't want you here anyways. Then
hold that. Nick Spencer was a goddamn prophet because that white man wrote the first volume of this entire Sam Wilson Captain America run. The title says "Not My Captain America" because he literally put the hashtag in the book 10 years before Sam became Captain America, and those motherfuckers were out here in the streets using the hashtag against Anthony Mackie, and I'm like, you literally just made a white man a prophet, and I'm like, why?
Crazy. That has to be on the levels of when MAGA co-opted the Punisher symbol.
Oh yeah,
that has to be on that level.
And Jerry Conway on like, see, that one always breaks my heart because Jerry Conway all the way up until his death kept trying to tell MAGA that no, I'm the creator of the Punisher, and I'm telling you that Punisher would never do that shit. That's like Stan
hunting you down.
Punisher was stomping her face in.
like literally that's like Stan Lee coming out and telling you that Spider-Man's costume isn't green, and you're like, nope, he's green. This is what I think. And I'm like, what? Like, it just doesn't make sense, man.
This timeline is so crazy. So weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it was already set up to be weird when he first got elected. They were playing Rage Against the Machine and Bob Marley, like in celebration. Really I was like,
it's very odd. I'm not gonna hold you.
But yeah. So when they announced Ghost Rider, I was like, I mean, they really could have got me excited for it. And I don't have a problem with Ryan Gosling at all. It was just weird to me. I think, is that not weird?
So I think Ryan
doing that.
So Ryan Gosling has been wanting to do that movie for God knows how many years, and everyone has wanted him to do that movie for God knows how many years,
especially after Driver.
Yes, because Driver really painted him as if he literally was Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
and so it was very much one of those things where yes, you are the perfect casting for Johnny fucking Blaze. The problem is they just like Feige just bitched and moaned in an interview saying he was regretful that they couldn't get Blade off the ground.
Yeah.
But then 5 minutes later, hey, look, it's Ghost Rider. And it's like,
I was like, why are you even talking, bro?
Yeah, he was like,
you didn't have to mention it.
I'm devastated. No, you're not.
Are you sure about that, Kevin?
You could have just did the white guy thing and not mention it.
It's like you know how easy it is to make a black man fighting vampires. Like, I can give you a script by Monday. It ain't that hard. Like,
I'll tell you this: they've already done it 3 times,
and even the third one wasn't that great. But they did it. It's like
they loved it. Donnie Yen was in it.
Triple H was in it. Like,
oh my god, Triple H was in it. I forgot. I completely forgot about that. How do I remember?
I think he wants to forget too. In all honesty,
I mean, no, because he might miss his hair. So like that might be why he wants to go there.
That's probably the only reason.
I miss my hair. I get it.
But yeah, I mean, and that was probably the real reason why I'm not.
I'm gonna go see it, but I'm also like, I'm gonna go watch it, but I'm also just like, you gave up Blade for this. And everyone kept telling me, like, oh, well, you just got to trust Feige, or like maybe he'll be in the Midnight Suns, and then later they'll give him a movie. And I'm like, why do I have to wait until we get a team movie?
That's going to make me even more mad.
Yeah, like you gave the white man a movie before the team movie. Why can't I have a black? And people are like, oh, well, you just want it to be rushed and be bad. Where did I say that? I didn't say that. No one said that. You've had 7 years to give me a good script. Where's the good script, Feige?
You put him in the end of Eternals. Having us all thinking like, oh shit, this is about to actually happen. And now I'm devastated. Okay.
And right back to the beginning of why I say, like, I got chill with like getting actually upset with it, because I wasn't actually upset. I'm way past
No, you can get upset.
So, no, I'm not upset because I don't care about the Marvel universe like that, honestly, anymore. It's just I prefer to see, Black owned and Black created worlds on screen. I'm waiting for somebody. I mean, I write. I haven't published anything but I got a bunch of stories I just be writing and stuff. I want to write a damn Black Harry Potter world, fantastical world, Black Lord of the Rings and stuff, because you know what? If you don't want to make Black people and can't imagine Black people in a fantastical world in the Fae, go fuck yourself. Like,
hey man, I remember, what was it, like 4 years ago? Wizards of the Coast had the balls to make Aragorn Black in the Magic the Gathering. I was over the moon. And I just sat there like, yes, I'm gonna collect your white tears in this can and I'm gonna drink it. It was satisfying because like, Aragorn's white. Show me where Tolkien said that man was white.
He described him with dark curly hair and dark skin.
Show me where that man was
Sounds
white.
Like the same way they described Jesus. Who's not white either.
Yeah.
Just saying, guys. It's just I can partake in these worlds and those entertainments, enjoy them for what they are, but I prioritize, Black, and I honestly seeing like good stories and black owned video game studios and things like that. Like, it brings me joy to see them. So I don't care if it's mainstream or not. I'm going to have it's probably going to be my favorite thing I do or play like this month when I get a hold of it.
Oh yeah. Like there's just days where I'll catch myself coming home from work and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go swing around to Miles Morales for a little bit. Like I'm just gonna like enjoy myself here. Like, and I even had a conversation with Evan Narcissus, who was a consultant on the Miles Morales game. And I talked to him about how there's just something different about how when you're playing as Peter, there's just heroic music. But then when you play as Miles, there's that subtle touch of somebody walked in the room with a drum pad and just put a little bit of funk to it. And like you hear a little bit of kick into the heroic music where like you think a little bit of a beat is in here. And like it feels home. It feels cathartic. It feels like you're being seen. And don't get me wrong. My top 5 like favorite superheroes of all time are Sam, Black Lightning, friggin' Blade, Miles Morales, and Tim Drake Robin. My first like main thing that I collected growing up was Jeff Johns' Teen Titans, and I grew an attachment to Tim Drake Robin. So like I'm not someone that just says I only read Black. I've read a lot of stories over time. I am one of the biggest Carol Danvers Captain Marvel fans ever because I say that Carol got shafted so hard in the 2010s by Marvel right before she came out into the MCU. Like Civil War II damaged that woman's career, and it pisses me off to this day. Like, it's frustrating to me that people just assume, oh, all you care about is Black. No, there's something different that hits when you see yourself on a page.
Right?
And just because you've had yourself be on the page for decades,
Right.
you don't understand what that feels like. But we see ourselves, and then, like, even if the story shit, like, I remember reading John Ridley's Black Panther recently, and I was like, this is character assassination, but at least it's our story. Like, there's certain things like that where it's like, this is really bad, but at least it has us in it and someone's trying. And people always be like, well, why would you want it to be bad? It's like, because we haven't had chances to make bad things yet.
Yeah.
Like this idea that we have to be expected to come out with the best of the best of the best, sir, like it's Men in Black, and be like out here giving our all every chance just to be out there. But like, how many bad comic books have there been over the years? How many bad movies or video games or
I
TV
mean,
shows
it's
starring
just
white
like
people there
it's
been?
like a norm now. Like bad movies are now like guilty pleasures to some
Oh
people.
yeah.
Like bad things in those spaces. And like you
Mhm.
said, like seeing yourself, it hits different, and
Yeah.
you don't. It's been happening to white people forever that they don't realize it. I mean, I'm not trying to be, mean or facetious when I say it, but you taking you currently take it for granted. And it's just because that's just how it is. It's been for so long that you wouldn't expect anything else. So you have to understand, like it's not
Yeah.
we don't feel that when we see like we don't
Oh
feel that when we see
yeah.
Superman. No matter if it's a black person's favorite superhero, it can be Superman, but he still don't feel the same if he's all the black Superman,
Oh
like
yeah.
like just in general, it's not the same.
Mhm.
Growing up with that. And to your point, like we haven't had a chance to just make bad things in general, because even if it's good, it gets scrapped if it's something weird or, pushing boundaries or just doesn't make them comfortable and things like that.
Oh,
So,
I've told people to this day that like I'm scared for what's gonna happen with Static, or if we ever get a chance to publish like new hardware or new Icon and Rocket, because DC would never let 93 Milestone be published today. People will tell me, oh, I want an Absolute Static. Bitch, you had Absolute Static in the 90s. Y'all just don't want to go read it, because Absolute Static literally was the tale of a dude living in poverty. There was teen pregnancy and condoms on
it
the
was
front
dark.
cover and shit like
The
that. There was
WB
gang
really brightened it
violence.
up.
Yeah. So it's just like there's this misconception that people will be like, oh, I'm so excited for Absolute Cyborg, and it's like, what more can they do to make Cyborg less scary than what it already was? It's a brother who literally has his entire body taken over by an alien parasite. Like that they're just doing the same thing again, but he has brains now. Like, oh my god. Crazy, right? Like people are like, oh my god, he looks so cool. He's got Timberlands on. I'm like, brother, that's the same dude. What are you talking about? It just the machine looks different. Like everyone was losing their mind, thinking like this is the second coming of Jesus. I'm like, brother, that's the same shit we've been
It's
reading,
just
and
different
it's just
art
like
style.
you just like the fact that it says absolute on it. Like people were saying, oh, I want absolute Vixen, not Vixen, and it's like, how can we have remix to Ignition before we have Ignition? Stop it. We have never even had a freaking Vixen book. Stop the stupid. It doesn't make sense.
Look,
So yeah.
it's yeah. So that's I'm not gonna beat that dead horse anymore, but I'll say, black representation, cool.
Mhm.
Buying black owned, great. Prioritizing black owned, even better. You can still have the things you love, not telling you to abandon things. I know boycotts are hard for people and you get sensitive and, oh no, the boycott is, hitting home too hard. That's what it's supposed to do, but whatever.
Yeah, and it sucks the boycott didn't work out. We tried to make people understand that like everyone's gonna catch heat off that, but like it just the message got lost because folks didn't want to listen. So we felt that it was in our best interest to just shut it down.
It seems trivial to some people that aren't nerds and comic book enthusiasts, but taking on the comic book world is kind of like taking on the church. Like it's not gonna be easy. So you're gonna have to, go at bat a few times to get the message across.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, look, I'm convinced it did some damage. It struck home for some people in the short time it lived. Like
here's what I'll say, because a lot of people, like, there was one of my like teammates who was a part of the campaign who was like, "You're welcome" the day the Static book came out, or like there were people that were trying to tell me like, "Hey, like they were actually saying, hey, you did this" and stuff like that. I'm like, look, man, people were saying, like, there was even people when we launched the boycott, there was one person who was a part of the movement that left and was trying to say that we were doing this for clout. If you thought we were doing this for clout, you didn't hear us from jump. We, or at least me, I straight up said from jump that I care about these books. I think if Dwayne McDuffie were here right now, he would be disgusted by how the landscape of comics looks. He would be very proud of the Black indie circuit, but he would be ashamed of DC and Marvel. He would be just like I've been doing, writing op-eds and bitching and moaning about how crazy things look. If things were actually in a healthy state, I wouldn't have had to make that video back in December saying it's been over 1,000 days. And that's the issue at hand. Is I don't care if my Instagram and TikTok and YouTube get deleted tomorrow. I don't care if I never write or talk about comic books in a public setting again. I care about making the industry better. There were so many individuals that were saying, all you care about is the likes and the follows. You can take it all the way tomorrow. I don't care. All I care about is that those books sell out and we never hear Black books don't sell again. That's what I care about. It is. I don't even have to be the one that takes the credit. I don't care. It needs to be Stephanie, Morgan, and Cody get lifted into the sun and they shine because they deserve it. Stephanie literally busted her ass and achieved something that was so miraculous. And to think anyone thinks anything less of me saying that I wanted to do this for clout pisses me off, because I'm like, no, I'm proud of what she's done. I'm proud of what Morgan's doing. And it broke my heart to even say I was going to boycott Morgan's Green Lantern Corps run because I love what he's been doing. I sat and interviewed him. I told him, like, I loved your Cyborg run. It helped me because my dad had just passed away and I needed it most because of you. And I thanked him for that. So anyone who tried to say that we were doing shit for clout pisses me off, because at the end of the day, comics should be for everybody, but the system is so systematically broken that they're not for everybody right now, and it bothers me.
Yeah, and I think it's hard. It's not hard for me. I don't know about for anybody else to really tell the difference between people that are doing things for clout and like actually for the love of the game at times.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think it's just so the way the world is right now, it's hard for people even to like fathom that. It's like, wait, you just want to see something else be better. It's like, yes, man. Honestly, when I look at things, especially now, even more than ever, I was always like this. I mean, heroes are kind of like my favorite aspect when I'm watching animes and reading things.
Mm-hmm.
But like I have kids now, so like, I want these things to be in place and better. I want representation.
Mm-hmm.
I want, representation at the top of these industries as well.
Yep.
I wanted them to have easy access into any industry, whether it be anime, comics, being a lawyer, a doctor, a nurse, or a therapist, anything there is. It just so happened like these are things that I can kind of help out with and help fight causes and repost and interview people that, yes, I don't want to get famous from a podcast. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, the hanging out with Marshall, honestly, is therapeutic because I don't have a lot of, I have friends and stuff around there, the Nerd Point oh crew, but like, I need people to talk to be saying that are like-minded as well.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So, I want to help this community. That's what we want to do. If you don't want to believe that, screw you. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna try.
Exactly.
At least we're going to try.
Yeah, not going to stop us. Like, I'm way too stubborn for that. Come on.
Oh, for sure.
Well, my man, I appreciate you coming around. Marshall, is there any party words or any party questions you got for our guy?
I guess like just curious then. I wanted to, because I've shown this to Corey, but I do have the Shadowhawk collection, and I don't know like I don't know, I don't have like a full following of it, but I feel like that is kind of one that's like kind of fallen to the wayside, especially in terms of like getting to see black heroes that very much in the same keel as Batman almost, but like is not going to get anywhere near that same representation. And even with him diving into like him and Spawn crossing paths just down the line too in both of their stories. So like what would be like either Shadowhawk or like a different series that you would really love to see get its due justice and get its resurgence?
I'll give you 3. I'll be nice. So, love my man Todd McFarlane, but this man said recently, well, because he was asked, "Where's the Spawn movie?" and he said, "I don't know. I can't find a writer that'll listen to me." And I'm like, Todd,
come on,
Todd,
okay,
come on. Like there comes a point where I'm like, come on, man. Like they're like, maybe you're just being too much of a perfectionist, or maybe you have rose tinted glasses to your vision. But like, come on, I would kill. And I even said this to Rodney Barnes recently. I would kill for a black man to actually get the chance to write Spawn in like an ongoing capacity. Like, I would love for someone to actually tell a black story with the longest running black ongoing ever. It'd be nice. But I'm still waiting for the Bitterroot movie. We were told that Bitterroot was getting a movie a while back, and they said it's still stuck in development, that Jordan Peele is still working on it, but we have no idea when it's coming out. And then the one thing that I'm still looking for, that I still say up and down, is that I really, like, desperately keep waiting for the day that DC allows somebody, anybody, to dig Bloodwind out of the trash. Where, like, Bloodwind is a character that has just been sitting on the shelf and no one wants to do nothing with Bloodwind. I'm like, that's a superhero black man vampire. That is literally a black vampire in a cape. That is such an easy dunk. And
There's
you're like, nah.
Facts that this works.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? So it's just like it'd be like Bloodwind or Bitterroot, or like I even, this one got me really bitter. I interviewed Rodney Barnes, and he pitched Philadelphia in the 90s as a movie, and I was like, what? What? Like, you broke my brain. I could have had Philadelphia in the 90s, and they said no. What? And it fried my brain. So like there's 4. Like, I like Philadelphia, Spawn, friggin' Bloodwind, or Bitterroot. I would kill for any of that to actually be live action happiness.
That's crazy. Is Shadowhawk yours?
Yeah, 100%. Like, he's literally a black lawyer that like is like going against the mafia. They jump him, inject him with HIV, so it ruins his career, and he just takes on the mantle of Shadowhawk and quite literally breaks villains' backs so they can't do anything.
I remember you telling me this.
Yeah, Shadowhawk is complicated.
Yeah.
Shadowhawk is a relic of a foregone time, and it's just like, you kind of sit there and wonder what kind of drugs was Jim Valentino on. Like, no disrespect to Jim Valentino, but I'm like, brother, you must have been on some shit to come up with that. A black man getting injected with HIV. That feels like purposeful, but what do I know?
So you wrote this and showed someone this?
Right. It reminds me of one of my favorite stories to tell people is the story of Extradio. He's like the gay Doctor Strange over at DC. And he was part of a team in the 90s. And the first issue of the team book, he was bitten by an AIDS vampire. A gay Spanish Doctor Strange bitten by an AIDS vampire. And I just sat there like, what? Like,
I beg your pardon?
I had this clear editorial.
Like, this was definitely made in the 90s. God damn.
Oh, man.
Yes. Damn.
If you're not in the comics, please.
That's not even subtle. There's no subtlety in that.
No, there is not.
There's nothing subtle about it.
God damn.
Pretty straightforward there.
Oh.
But nah, man, I appreciate y'all having me on. This was awesome. I appreciate it.
Yeah, this was a great time.
Oh, man. Are you happen to be going to Atlanta Comic Con?
I'm not going to Atlantic. My next big thing I'm doing is going to Baltimore Comic Con in September. I was told there is a really big announcement happening in Baltimore and that I am required to be there to report on it. And I was like, okay. Well, that's a tip. And I'm gonna go dig out my 401k and I'm gonna go be there. I'm actually gonna be doing a fundraiser at the beginning of September, or from now until then, just like trying to raise spending money because like I had to dig into my 401k to get my plane ticket, so I gotta get my hotel and that. So I'm like, any donations to like are appreciated, but it's like I'm going hell or high water. Even if I have to like sleep on the street, I'm gonna be in front of the convention center. We gonna be there because when someone I consider to be my idol and my mentor says you need to be there, I'm like, we got it. My PTO is already in the bank. We Gucci. Like, we gonna be there.
Oh man. Well, James, I appreciate you hanging out with us and talking some shop with us and educating, people like myself a little bit more in the comic book world.
Most definitely. If you ever need to have me coming back, I'll hang out.
Oh yeah, yes. I always love learning new things about that world. But nerds, thanks for hanging out with us. Start that over. Nerds, thanks for hanging out with us.
You get one shot. You're done. You're done.
Nerdcast podcast. Shut up, Wisconsin Johnson. We will see you guys next time.
Peace.
Okay, cat.